We have handpicked the top 5 ghost sightings and haunted experiences which are sure to draw paranormal seekers to the spookiest destinations. So get geared up to get your adrenaline kick from the eerie activities in these abandoned mansions. And without any further ado, let's get started. Number 1. House of Horror. A YouTuber named Adam Mark goes on to investigate a house that is said to be one of the most terrifying places in Italy.
A little investigation, but this place is just amazing as it is.
Let's dive into the story behind this place, which I must say is pretty dark. Some of the local people explained to him that this house had been haunted by the family who once lived in this place. What's worse is, they all had to suffer a painful and satanic death inside this house. The family's dead bodies were buried under this house, and there have also been reports of people sometimes going missing. And the people who went inside have reported some strange voices or knocks from the inside. Adam had all the cautions which screamed not to go inside, but he went with it anyway.
Biggest mansions we've explored on the channel. I'd say it's got a hell of an age to it, but we are going to head upstairs now.
The first few minutes of this video did not feel like something to be scared of, but then as he was about to make his way into another room, he heard some voices which spooked him.
Oh wow. Wow.
Soon, he heard footsteps that are for sure not his.
Oh, that's well put me on edge, that door. Okay, let's regroup.
But whose voices and footsteps could they be? In fact, every room he entered was falling apart with the rotten roof pieces falling off the floor mysteriously. He was greeted by one big bang near the staircase.
Little bits of rubble falling as I'm walking around.
Which sounded like someone was dragging something. Things got even darker as he was hit by something as big as lightning. He started to hear knocks on the door, and they were eerie and way more terrifying than anything he witnessed that day. The EVP session continued after all of this. Adam tried to communicate with the spirits of the deceased, and it is not a great idea as the ghosts are not so welcoming of him.
Can you tell me if there's any spirits in this house that would like to talk to me?
There are also some child spirits, which makes things even worse. The ghosts were deliberately asking him to get out, and he heard a sound of a bang, and the ghost said, "This is enough to make a grown man pee in his pants." Luckily, Adam got the message and left the place with his head intact to his body before it could have gotten any worse. What do you think of this video? Let us know in the comments below. Number 2, careful of what you wish for. Two brothers who run a paranormal investigation channel, Ouija Brothers, on YouTube, decided to take things far. They went to investigate one of the most haunted mansions in the UK, dubbed the Pink Mansion. This abandoned mansion has been decaying for a long time, but is ironically kept alive with paranormal activity.
We're going to start the investigation in the massive hall. It's very, very grand.
The Ouija brothers, Griff and Stee, tried to refresh their thrill buds. It was clear that this place was not for them from the moment they entered. The EVP session with the ghosts kicked off immediately, and the ghost seemed rude and gave the brothers some responses that would spook them very early.
Be quiet.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking everyone to do.
We're all quiet.
Except her.
Be quiet and knife were some of the responses the ghost gave. The ghosts continued their spooking session with these brothers, as some heavy things naturally fell off the shelves whenever they got close to a room.
What the fuck was that?
The brothers grew increasingly scared inside the house because of the negative energy inside. It always felt like some dark and invisible figure was walking toward them. They then conducted an EVP and REM pod session inside the bar room, where they did not hear any voices or signals, but heard one strange footstep which was not coming from them.
That was quite like force. And it bounced. It was like something was bouncing, wasn't it?
But whose footstep could you think it is? Things were about to get grimmer as both brothers separated inside to find evidence alone in different parts of his mansion. Stee entered the basement to see if he could find a response from the spirits, and as they say, you have to be careful of what you wish for. He got a response from a spirit called the room
Dangerous.
Oh,
leaving him with more mystery and confusion in his brain. He continued to receive even more creepy and sinister messages which seemed to get the best of him.
Martha.
After coming out of the basement, he felt like someone was following him, and the creepy messages were something which did not help either, and he tried and turned the flashlight off in the room he was in, and the ghost said,
Goodbye.
Steve was visibly freaked out and was not calm until he met his brother and his friend who accompanied them, and by the time they left the place, they heard even more spooky noises which sounded like they were coming towards them.
Maybe this was the servants' quarter, or, you know, like that.
What do you think of this video? Let us know in the comments below. Number 3, the Dark Horse of the Dark Woods. And this time Adam traveled to an abandoned mansion in Wales, located in the middle of the woods.
Crazy place. Place is said to be haunted. We got absolute vibes when we've just done a quick walk around in there.
This Welsh mansion was one of the creepiest mansions from the inside. You can feel this with all the negative energy hitting you through the screen. This house was abandoned many decades ago, and it was because of something which went down badly inside, and the family which died in this house still haunts the place. And even after so many red lights he was warned about, Adam ignores it all and explores the mansion. Things did not show a sign of getting better. Soon after they entered the mansion, they were welcomed in a very supernatural way. They heard some unnerving footsteps approaching them invisibly, and those got away before they knew what it was.
The size of that. You'd be alright in there, lad, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Quite comfy now.
He and his friend started their EVP session on the upper floor, which looked more rusted and creepy. It was only a matter of seconds until they realized something was feeling very weird.
Oh. There you go. Red, mate.
Straight off.
Straight to red.
They managed to annoy the spirits with the EVP and REM pod session. Clearly, the spirits did not look interested in talking with them, which was something Adam and his friend failed to understand. And the consequence? The responses from the spirits grew creepier and creepier. And after the last response, which said, Adam and his friend saw something on the stairs, which spooked them.
I heard walking.
Yeah, I heard like footsteps down there.
Hello?
And they knew their time was up as they packed their gear and ran for their lives. What do you think of this video? Let us know in the comments below. Number 4, Game of Ghosts. A paranormal expert named Josh runs a paranormal investigation channel called Exploring, and he put his life at risk when he went into one of the most dangerous mansions, which has a horrible story.
We had that crazy stuff happen in the basement where they were banging on the doors. We thought there were little kids that were talking to us because they were like trapped in there or something.
Josh took his friends Seth and his paranormal investigating friend called Sam and Colby. Even though Josh is already familiar with this place, he chooses to come back for some more fun with his friends again. And if we talk about the history of this place, there have been 8 deaths inside the house, and a total of 11 spirits live inside this mansion. And nobody knows where the extra 3 spirits came from. And the mansion was throwing some dark energy from the moment they entered. Not even an hour inside this mansion, one of the crew's camera's lighting batteries started draining rapidly.
Yo. I just heard a footstep behind me.
They did not get clear responses in the EVP session, so they went from door to door. And after entering one room with a doll, they say that the cat ball in the bed went off just before they started recording.
Can you make the cat ball light up on the bed again? Can you lay on the bed?
Just come sit down on the bed, move any part of the bed, we'll be able to know you're here.
There were RAM pods all around that room set up, and when they started to ask the questions, they started to hear the closet screeching.
Oh, did you hear that screech?
Dude, that was like
Yeah.
And a screeching sound came from the other side too. And soon after they turned the camera to the other side, the ball went off again, but this time we have seen it for real. As they entered the lower levels of the home, it looked as if the time had stopped for a second when their devices detected some motion. It all went down very fast inside the basement, where they asked the questions to the spirits inside and received the answers with the dowsing rods they were using.
Do you remember us from last time? Yes.
By the end of this video, they left the basement with some memories that they would instead prefer to forget. What do you think of this video? Let us know in the comments below. Number 5, a basement full of horrors. A YouTuber with a channel named The Abandoned Explorer was a victim of one of the most disturbing things that could have happened to a human as he made his way down into the Chateau of Screams, one of the most infamous abandoned and haunted places. This place has been speculated to be a hotspot for many satanic rituals performed inside these closed doors.
So much history, just all under one roof.
The house also has quite a history. It is more insane and tragic than you might have expected. Because the man who once lived in this house strangled his daughter in the basement after she came on him, intending to kill him.
This is what I'm saying, guys. Even though it's stone floor, it feels like solid floor. When the wood goes under her, she goes.
It is said that the ghost of that insane daughter is the ghost living and lurking in the basement. Many locals had advised him that he might expect some trouble if he entered that mansion, but he bravely ignored all of these with ease, as he was unaware of what would come next.
As you can see, some rooms have definitely seen better days.
And the house lived up to its reputation because everything felt wrong from the moment he entered the basement. He was hit with some creepy sounds and a banging noise, which was all it took to send him scared outside.
Hello?
What do you think of this video? Do you think the spirit of that deceased woman spooked him? Let us know in the comments below. Alright, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed it, consider leaving a like and subscribe to the channel to get more updates.